Good afternoon, perhaps even good evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and above all, family and friends of Ellicott City. We're on the scene here of some recent hard times, but we're here to celebrate those who have helped bring us back from the brink and move us forward toward better times now and yet to come. We have many notable and honorable officials here today, including, possibly not limited to, those I am about to recognize. Please welcome Senator Gail Bates, Councilman Calvin Ball, Councilman John Weinstein, Delegate Bob Flanagan, Senator Ed Casemeyer, Delegate Eric Ebersole, State's Attorney Dario Broccolino, and Heather Campbell, representing Senator Cardin. And if there are any that I have left out, please forgive me, I knew not what I did. I'd like to start our program at the top by presenting someone who may need no introduction but clearly deserves recognition for his immediate and unwavering support for our rebuilding efforts and our quick rebound and recovery. Governor Larry Hogan was here on Main Street assessing damage and planning help less than 12 hours after the flood. He's been back several times since, has provided all the help we could imagine and more, and remains one of Howard County's best friends and staunchest supporters. It is a pleasure and an honor to present Governor Hogan.
Wow. Thank you all so much. Thank you all very, very much, and thank you for that warm welcome. Andy, thank you for saying those nice things. I'm not sure if they're true, but it sounded nice. Good evening or good afternoon, I'm not sure. I've lost track of time. We've been here in Howard County all day, and it's just wonderful to be here with all of you here in Ellicott City. And it gives me, we just finished walking up and down Main Street with the county executive and some of the other leaders here, and it gives me a great deal of pride to see the incredible progress that has been made to repair and rebuild this beautiful town. And there's so many people to thank, but I want to say that County Executive Kittleman and his team have simply done an amazing job managing this crisis, and they all deserve a big round of applause. And all of our state agencies, we're proud to be a part of the team with so many others who responded so quickly and who have accomplished so much. It's been nearly 3 months since the devastating flooding that ravaged this historic Maryland town, this beloved historic Maryland town. And just hours after the storm, in consultation with County Executive Kittleman, we declared a state of emergency, mobilizing all available state resources and requesting immediate federal assistance. I know that Lieutenant Governor Rutherford, who lives here in Howard County, was here just maybe an hour after the flooding, and I was here first thing the next morning. I arrived early that next day, and we spent the morning walking all along Main Street with County Executive Kittleman, surveying the damage. And it was clear to me that the impact to this great town was devastating, and that it was going to take a long time to rebuild and recover. But it was, as we talked with residents and small business owners, it was also clear to me that Ellicott City was united, that its people really cared about their neighbors, and it also became clear that the people of Ellicott City are incredibly resilient. Sometimes, in the midst of our darkest days, when the goodness and the compassion of Marylanders shines through the brightest. And I've heard so many accounts of so many of our citizens who selflessly answered the call of their fellow Marylanders in need. They rose to the occasion and offered a helping hand, sometimes literally. All of us were moved by the incredible video of the brave individuals banding together to form a human chain to rescue a stranded woman from the flood. But no less remarkable are those of you who organize food deliveries, advertise job replacements through social media, or helped a neighbor clear away debris. The outstanding men and women who selflessly gave their time and their talents in service to the community, all of them and all of you truly are heroes walking amongst us. And it's really an honor for me to be able to join together with all of you to recognize some of those heroes here today. It is because of these incredible men and women and the determination and resolve of all the people of Ellicott City that I have no doubt in my mind that Ellicott City's future will be even better and brighter than its incredible historic past.
Yeah.
This evening, I get the privilege of, with the county executive, recognizing the very best that Maryland has to offer. And as long as there are heroes like this who never hesitate to help a neighbor in need, I know that together we can and we will continue to change Maryland for the better. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the people of Ellicott City and the great state of Maryland. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Governor. Our second speaker has also been a tireless advocate for Ellicott City recovery. He has lived and breathed and eaten and slept Ellicott City strong, except that for a long time he didn't sleep very much at all. No one has cared more or worked harder to bring Ellicott City back better and stronger than ever. It is a pleasure to present Howard County Executive Alan Kittleman.
Thank you very much, Andy. First correction, I did not work the hardest. You worked the hardest to bring back Ellicott City. Give yourselves a hand. And we definitely have a long way to go. Don't get me wrong, we have a long way to go, but each and every one of you have made a difference and have improved the lives of everyone who lives and works and owns property and recreates and shops and eats here. So thank you so, so much. You're all incredibly special people, and that's why it's so exciting to be with you tonight. The governor, I can just tell you, we're so fortunate. The night of the flood, the governor didn't waste any moment to come and help us. He was here right away the next day, and he declared an emergency that helped us get resources right away. And I can tell you, that morning when I sat down with him, he said, Alan, if there's anything that our cabinet officers can do for you, if there's anything the state government can do to you, whatever resources we have, consider them resources that you have. And that wasn't lip service, folks, because we had an information session that following Monday night, and if not every cabinet secretary, almost every cabinet secretary was there with representatives from their department, and they stayed at our Disaster Assistance Center, and they continue to be with us. And I just want to thank you, Governor. We could not have asked for a better partner. We did take a walk along Main Street, and it's interesting, you know, it's a lot about perspective. Some folks come by and haven't seen Main Street, and they look at it and they go, my gosh, look at all that happened here. And some of us who have been here from the beginning look at it and say, look what's happening here. And to see the strength of the people who have been persevering and the resilience, as the governor said, is just amazing. And we're here tonight to honor them. And we do have some elected officials here, and they've been recognized, but I just want to say thank you. John Weinstein is here. Calvin Ball is here from the County Council. We could not have been as successful as we have been so far without their leadership, the chairperson, the vice chairperson. The council was always there working with us, helping us, deciding what's the best way to do, how long we had to have the emergency. So I want to thank Dr. Ball and John Weinstein. as well as all, of course, the rest of the council, but also our state delegation. You know, Senator Kaesmeyer, Senator Bates are here. I know Eric Ebersol is here. I'm not sure if I'm missing anyone else. Oh, Bob Flanagan as well. Certainly very helpful as well. I mean, Senator Kaesmeyer was here visiting, and he reminded me about the Catastrophic Event Fund. And we worked with the governor's office and legislature, and we got some more funding because of that, because of the folks at our state delegation being in tune and being active. We were able to do that. So I want to thank our state delegation, too. So tonight we're here to honor and recognize heroic actions during the flood itself, and others are being recognized for extraordinary leadership and their selfless commitment. Tonight, in addition to some certificates we'll be handing out, and the governor has a gift for everyone who's going to be acknowledged, we also have a coin that is dedicated just to Ellicott City. It's the historic Ellicott City. In the front of the coin it says, and it's got a picture of our clock, and it says, "Time shows us what really matters." And so everyone will be getting one of these. And because we need to remember that everyone in this room and everyone we talk to is going to shop local this holiday season. They're going to eat local this holiday season. And so we've been working with the restaurants here, and so everyone who's here tonight will be able to get a $10 coupon for any restaurant that's currently open. It's for today. Now, I can't save this. You have to go out and eat tonight. But we want everyone to come and please, go to our restaurants, go to our stores. This is going to be the biggest holiday season in the history of Ellicott City, because you know that we have people in this region, not just Howard County, who want to come. And we want to make sure that they're welcome, and you will make sure that they're welcome. And it's going to be an incredible holiday season. I'm looking so forward to shopping here. I've told all my children every gift they get is going to be from Main Street, Ellicott City, for holidays, because there's so many great things to get here. I mean, whether it's antiques or other things, there's so much to go. Hey, you go to Antique Depot, you can spend 3 hours in there, right? Yeah. So anyway, so thank you very much. Now, it is my honor to recognize and to bring up a good friend, another person who worked tirelessly. That word gets overused, but this gentleman did. And he was here from the beginning. Even when he wasn't here physically, he was here from the beginning. And he was so involved, and he has been part of the recovery and the response from the very beginning. He's been a really good partner for me to work with, someone that I could talk to about different ideas, someone who's worked with me to listen to the community, to make sure we knew what you wanted, to follow what you needed to do. We're very fortunate that John Weinstein is a county council member for Ellicott City and did so much. So John, can you please come forward?
Thank you. Well, I said I wouldn't get emotional, but to say that I'm proud to be the representative of this district would be an extreme understatement. I've always loved this area. I had a business right over on in Howard House. Actually, Pam Long, are you in the room? She's not. It's Pam Long's studio. That used to be my office before it was her office. And about 5 years ago, I recorded a chair floating down Main Street and thought that was a big deal. You all know that it's not even remotely close to interesting anymore. So the work that's happened here is in large part because of the people sitting in the audience. The folks here have done an amazing job to be there for you. It's been a true partnership, Alan, absolutely. And one thing I've said in a couple of forums, and it begs being said here. So my other job, people like Calvin and I have another job. I consult with government organizations, and I try to help them improve the way they do business. Now, many years ago, I did some work with Howard County and got to know some of the folks in the county government, and knew then they were good folks. They were high quality. But I got to tell you, I've worked in several different county governments, a couple of different state governments, and a lot of federal agencies, and there is no better group of public servants than there are here in this county. There are the people in the Public Works Department, the Office of Emergency Management, Planning and Zoning, Parks and Rec, or Rec and Parks, depending on how you want to call them, but they come whether you call them either way. the Economic Development Authority, all these folks who work for you went above and beyond, were there at every turn. And I got to tell you, as many gator rides as I took, not one person had anything short of a pleasant attitude, a kind word, and a caring thought for everybody who got into one of those gators. And that just permeated every part of the government here in Howard County. So, County Executive, you have an amazing, amazing organization. And so, to turn it over to why we're here to thank and recognize people who went above and beyond. And I'll say, everybody, I know most of the folks that are getting an award, some of them really well, some of them just since the event itself, but each and every one of them is a model for the rest of us. Because when the call came, whether it was that night, the next day, or in the however many days it has been since, they have been there. They have been there for each and every one of us, not because there was something in it for them, but simply because it was the right thing to do. And it's because of people like that we get to celebrate, even when something horrible has happened. So it's with great honor that I stand here before you, side by side with the folks who are the true heroes in the aftermath of this horrible event. And I would like to thank each and every one of you for making our lives that much better for what you've done. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. Now it is time to recognize our heroes. When you hear your name called or your organization or business announced, please come forward for the presentation and for a photo. Audience, please do not feel compelled to hold your applause. We recognize that not everyone being recognized is actually here tonight, but we're going to mention them and their accomplishments anyway, so we can all appreciate the depth and breadth of what's been done. I will start with calling a name. Please step up and I'll read a little bit of what it is that have caused us to want to recognize your contribution. Adam and Kimberly Price Feldman. Please come.
I'm just gonna jump in here for 1 second and say that we've got these coins here that are the governor's coin. It says presented for excellence. We've probably given away maybe 25 of these in 2 years, but every single one of the people tonight is such a hero. We want to give them this governor's coin for excellence, and you're going to get the first one.
This Catonsville couple used social media to solicit volunteers, set up shifts for designated work, promote fundraisers for individuals and businesses, and share progress. They even got down and dirty immediately after the storm hit, putting on hazmat suits to help clean out businesses. Thank you, Adam and Kimberly, for all you have done, not only for the Ellicott City flood victims, but for those in need across our county. Barry Plunkett. Barry Plunkett is a recent high school graduate who organized dozens of high school students to help dig out basements and haul away debris in Ellicott City's West End district immediately following the flood. He also organized daily food deliveries up until the start of school and created the Help Ellicott City Facebook page to get the word out each day about how others could help. Brian Sheavly. Following the flood, Brian, who works for the Howard County Economic Development Authority, distributed daily emails that were described as a lifeline to business owners, answering questions from many of them who didn't know what to do or whom to call. As his nominator wrote, "This guy is quite simply fantastic. He helped us in so many ways when it felt like times were hopeless." Barry. Catherine Bedolla. Catherine is Brian's teammate at EDA, where her normal job is that of a business development specialist. While driving home from Detroit the night of the flood, she monitored developments and has been engaged in the response and recovery efforts ever since. She's been described as a problem solver, solution provider, and even a personal gator driver for many residents, businesses, and property owners. Her actions in the weeks following the flood are a testament to her character and dedication to the people of Howard County. Catherine. Chuck Garrett and Jason Hoffman. As operations supervisors for the county's Department of Public Works Bureau of Utilities Construction Division, Chuck and Jason together diagnosed, evaluated, laid out, and planned each job necessary to keep water flowing to and from each Main Street home and business. They also worked to make sure that sewers were in good condition and operational so that sewer service could continue. Courtney Watson. Courtney Watson has always been a tireless advocate for the success of Main Street. Following the July 30th flood, she immediately took to social media to solicit cleaning supplies for flood victims and oversaw the organization and distribution of all donations. These donated supplies became a lifeline to residents, merchants, and landowners of Ellicott City. As one nominator put it, "I truly believe that our community would not be where it is today without her volunteer efforts." To this day, Courtney continues to help those affected by the flood, collecting donations, looking for jobs, and answering insurance questions. Courtney. David Dempster. With one hand, David Dempster filmed the dramatic human chain car rescue that went viral around the world. With his other hand, he helped form the chain that pulled the stranded victim from her car as it was being swept down Main Street by floodwater. Even as his family's own business was being destroyed, David remained calm throughout the whole ordeal, helping save the life of a total stranger. And for David is Sara Arditti. David Myers. Very shortly after the flood hit, David began bringing people into his home and taking care of them until help arrived. Later, he helped in the cleanup, and he secured donations to help volunteers stay safe from mold, dust, and other cleanup hazards. Throughout the process, he effectively used social media to keep people informed about the recovery effort. David Robeson. On the night of the flood, water and mud flowed into the basement of the antique depot, damaging some of the merchandise of the dealers. Utilizing every hour that the county allowed, David, who is the owner and manager of the depot, worked tirelessly to clean up and restore his business. After 32 days, David was able to turn the closed sign over to read open, so that his 70-plus antique dealers could be back in business. David Robeson. Don Reuwer. Since the night of the storm, Don's presence could be felt all over the historic district. He and his son Trey have worked tirelessly, restoring and rebuilding the many buildings affected by the flood that they own. As their nominator wrote, "I have seen firsthand the work that has gone into those buildings. I have stood back and witnessed them quietly confer as to how to proceed on the renovations, and it is with great care that they are proceeding to make changes." Don Reuwer. ezStorage. When her garage was filled to the brim with donated cleaning supplies, Courtney Watson contacted ezStorage to see if they could help. And help they did, donating a truck-accessible storage unit at not only its Ellicott City location, but Columbia as well. And with a simple email request, they also provided units to any merchant impacted by the flood who needed one. ezStorage. Hunter Geary and Kate Loeffler. Together, high school students Hunter and Katie devised a fundraising plan, and over a weekend in August, raised approximately $2,000 to donate to the people of historic Ellicott City. As their nominator wrote, "Given the forces and the pressures of our youth today, it is impressive when two young high school teens perform in such an adult way, making sound decisions, getting involved in community, and helping others when there are so many other things they could be doing." Hunter Geary, Katie Loeffler. Jack Tomalis. The publisher with Morris Media Corporation and a resident of Ellicott City, Jack is one to always answer the call when others are in need, especially when it's his fellow Ellicott City residents. Jack sent out a virtually endless string of emails about fundraising events, volunteer opportunities, and job opportunities for those affected by the July 30th flood. Jack Tomalis. Jason Barnes. A major player in the human chain car rescue video, Jason risked his own life on the night of July 30th, at one point being swept away to help pull the woman from her car as it was overcome by flood water. As his nominator put it, Jason is always willing to lend a helping hand. He's one of the best faces of Ellicott City, a conscientious and industrious Marylander who gives his best to the community and stands strong even when things are at their worst. Jason Barnes. I'm advised also that a representative from Congressman Elijah Cummings' office is here, Amy Stratton. We welcome you. Oh, and Lori Edberg from Senator Mikulski's office also. Welcome. Jennifer Porter. Just as the water began rising, Jennifer went down to her business, the Little French Market, only to find an employee trapped inside in the cafe. Jennifer kicked in a window and pulled the employee to safety as water began to fill her shop. Jennifer Porter. John Beck. For the first 30 days after the flood, John was the on-call driver for the truck used to haul and deliver donated cleaning supplies. He collected donations around town, loaded and unloaded the truck at the 2 acquired storage sites, and moved the truck each night to make sure it was at the appropriate staging location for the next day. Despite running his woodworking business, he was always available wherever and whenever his help was needed. John's wonderful attitude, great sense of humor, and commitment to others are an inspiration to us all. John Beck. Jonathan Butkus. When water started coming into his second-floor apartment, John's landlord directed his tenants to leave. Once outside, John found choppy water up to the hoods of cars. He realized a teenage boy was in a nearby car. Without regard for his own safety, John got the boy out of the car, hoisted him onto his shoulders, and carried him through knee-high water to safety. Jonathan Butkus. Johnny Maravetz. Johnny was among those risking their lives on the evening of July 30th, as he too was part of the human chain that formed to rescue Jamie Knight from her trapped car. Johnny was the second man, the second link, if you will, in that chain. He was physically unharmed during the rescue, but he lost all of his possessions and his home to the floodwaters. Johnny Maravetz. Josh Anderson. Josh found a friend trapped in her second-floor apartment. 2 vehicles washed away by the floodwaters blocked the exit to her building. At the time, no one knew his friend was trapped. Josh alerted first responders, who were able to cut an opening in the building and rescue her. Josh Anderson. Sam Coyne and Josh Haupt. Sam was one of many merchants who saw firsthand his business wash away in the flooding. Yet instead of focusing on his own loss, Sam thought of his neighbors. Along with Josh, Sam ran down the street to make sure that others were safe, pushing his way through debris and water to make sure people were out of harm's way. While at Vintage Vault and Gallery, Sam stayed with a resident while Josh climbed an exterior staircase covered in mud and debris from cars to rescue that resident's housemate and their 3 dogs. Sam and Josh kept everyone calm and helped the 2 residents and their pets into a car only to stop a short distance later to give a ride to another resident and her cat. Once they were all piled in the car, Sam and Josh drove them to their destinations and kept peace between the animals. Kay Dorsey and Terry Chaconas. With a garage full of donated cleaning supplies and a truck on hand to distribute those donations, Courtney Watson needed help. That's when Kay Dorsey and Terry Chaconas came knocking. Kay and Terry took the time to learn the proper protocols for protecting people from mold and helped educate every single person who came to the supply truck. Terry also became a de facto caseworker who helped connect residents and merchants with resources, while Kay helped staff the truck until the remaining supplies were moved to the basement of the Ellicott City Partnership. Kay and Terry. Kelly Zimmerman. If you know Kelly, and clearly many of us do, you'll know that while the flood may have kept Kelly from getting back into her apartment, it didn't stop her from tirelessly giving her time as a volunteer for the Ellicott City Partnership. In many ways, she is the model of determination, spirit, and resilience that people near and far have admired. Kelly. Kenneth Lorena. Ken was working at Matcha Time Cafe the night of the flood when the cafe owner, Hatsumi Watanabe Smith's car was in danger of being taken by the floodwaters. So Kenneth went out into the parking lot and moved Hatsumi's car to safety before heading back out to try to rescue his own car. Unfortunately, Kenneth's car was totaled and insurance didn't cover the loan on his car, which he had purchased just 3 months earlier. Kenneth Lorena. Lions Clubs. The regional organization of Lions Clubs obtained a $10,000 grant from Lions International to assist recovery efforts. Each day after supplies were doled out, the Lions would be sent a depleted items list. The Lions members would then go out that night or very early the next day and purchase those particular supplies with the grant funds they had and deliver them to the supply truck. Thanks to the Lions Clubs. Matt Milani. When it happened, and I'm only telling you what I'm told, all hell was breaking loose around him. Chef Matthew kept his cool. As the floodwaters rushed into his restaurant, the Rumor Mill, Matt led the evacuation of 47 patrons, including one pregnant woman, 8 staff, and himself, to the upstairs dining area, and then, as the situation worsened, out an upstairs back door, and one by one, up an extension ladder, across the top of the restaurant's walk-in refrigerator, to a stepladder, and then to yet another ladder, over a 6-foot fence, to safety. His quick thinking helped lead so many out of danger. Matt Zervas. In the days immediately after the flood, residents, merchants, and building owners were anxious to enter Ellicott City to survey the damage. Matt, who works as the facility coordinator at the Geary Arthur Community Center, was called upon to coordinate the implementation of an ID system. His approach created an orderly process and made the situation much more tolerable for all involved. Matt Zervas. Meghan Walker. The night of the flood, Tatiana Goldman and her family were at Portali's restaurant. They and roughly 20 others safely escaped out the backside of the restaurant and took shelter from the storm inside the lobby of a nearby condo complex. That's when Meghan came out, providing towels, bottled water, and the use of her bathroom to anyone who needed it. Meghan stayed with everyone the entire time, offering to drive anyone who needed a ride home once the rain had ended. Meghan Walker. Metanoia Church. Following the flood, the Metanoia Church provided hundreds of volunteer hours to merchants, residents, and the community supply effort. The leadership of the church helped coordinate the volunteers needed to staff the supply truck, and every time the congregation stepped up. A church is not just a building, it's the people who worship inside it. To everyone at Metanoia Church, we thank you for your faithful service to the Ellicott City community. Rachel Smith. A barista at Bean Hollow Coffee Shop, Rachel was working the night of the flood. As the water came up through the floor and began to fill the shop, Rachel led her co-workers and the customers inside upstairs to safety. If you've heard the 911 calls that were released, Rachel's is the voice on the call from Bean Hollow describing the situation to a dispatcher and getting those inside up to higher and drier ground. Rachel Smith. Ron Peters. Ron was on vacation when the flood hit. With an auto shop and a dozen rental properties in historic Ellicott City, he quickly cut his vacation short. Ron took the time to make sure the needs of his tenants and their homes came first. As his nominator wrote, "If not for Ron's generous heart, our entire family would have been homeless during this tragedy. During the remodel, he offered us another rental free of charge so we could use our money to replace our belongings and our car. Thanks to Ron, we didn't lose our home or our spirit and faith in humanity." Ron Peters. St. Peter's Episcopal Church. Not only did St. Peter's Episcopal Church open the church building, parking lots and grounds to the county as a convenient staging area, but the congregation also opened its hearts to the community. Church members provided a welcoming environment to volunteers, residents, and merchants, providing snacks and water, kind smiles, chairs for rest, and air conditioning for relief from the oppressive August heat. As one nominator wrote, "I was so impressed with their kindness and generosity. They offered an extra special touch during an extra difficult time." St. Peter's Episcopal Church. Steve McDermott. Steve heroically saved his family's life the night of the storm. While moving his 2 daughters from harm's way, Steve's wife, Lori, was knocked off her feet as she tried to divert water away from their store, Southwest Connection and Fudge Shop. Steve ran to Lori, stepping into the rushing floodwater and pulling her to safety. As water came in on all 4 sides of the store, Steve and his family were trapped as they didn't have a second story. As Lori wrote, he kept us calm that night, telling us everything would be all right, and to just hold the door as it bowed against the pressure of 5 feet of water. No small accomplishment, but it worked. Steve McDermott. Tom Cole. Despite a busy home life with a small toddler and a demanding job, Tom has spent countless hours fielding questions, coordinating fundraising activities, and ensuring the appropriate distribution of funds and supplies to residents and businesses. Throughout it all, Tom has maintained a constant and ubiquitous presence in Ellicott City, working as a sounding board for ideas and as an arbiter between diverse organizations and efforts. Tom Cole. Webb Daub and W.F. Wilson and Sons. The storm left Sylvan Lane impassable, undermining an embankment and causing a massive sewer break. By Monday morning, Wes, who works with the county's Department of Public Works Bureau of Engineering, began mobilizing resources to repair the roadway and sewer issues. By Tuesday, Wes and a team from W.F. Wilson and Sons made the road passable and began mitigating the flow of sewage into the Sucker Branch. They worked around the clock to repair the storm damage, halt the sewage flow, and ensure the protection of the Sucker Branch. Webb Daub, W.F. Wilson and Sons. I am honestly, sincerely sorry to say that is the end of our list. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to recount all these activities. That's not all our heroes or all of the heroics, but it's all we have time for tonight. No one alone, but all of us together have gotten us through this, or at least gotten us this far. We have some way still to go, but we're on it. We owe thanks to Governor Hogan and County Executive Tittleman and Councilman Weinstein. And with those thanks also to every individual who has stepped up to help. Thank you for letting us all share the glow of the light that you heroes have created. Have a great evening, one and all, and a safe trip home.